Good morning, my most amazing artists. How are you today? Welcome back to art class. Today we're going to be doing a drawing based on the works of a famous artist from the 1980s, and his name was Keith Haring. Keith Haring did a lot of drawings with these figures, kind of people that would be doing things like dancing, maybe showing peace and love like this with holding up a big heart. And he was a very important artist in the 80s, and a lot of people really loved his work. Now, I'd love for you to watch a read aloud book on YouTube if you have time before we do our drawing. It's called Keith Haring, The Boy Who Just Kept Drawing. And it shows all about Keith Haring's life, and it's a really nice book to look at before we do his drawing. So if you want to press pause and do a search for Keith Haring, The Boy Who Just Kept Drawing, you can read the book on YouTube. So before we start, make sure you have a pencil, maybe a marker, a piece of paper, and we'll be doing this together. I'm going to switch the camera and we'll get started. Okay, so here's my first drawing, and we are going to do our own right now, step by step. I'm going to move this to the side. I'm going to be using a marker. You can use a pencil and do it light until it's right, as we always say. Okay, first step is we're going to draw the bodies of the people. You can see there's a curved line, another curved line that goes this way, and a curved line that goes this way. So there's 4 lines at the bottom. We can start with the big one out here, then a small one, then a small one, and a big one. So I'll give you a second to do those 4 lines. These curve this way, this curves this way. The next step are these 2 arms. So you're going to have a diagonal and another diagonal. Don't touch. Don't have them touch. Then 2 diagonal lines that are the forearms. So this is the bottom of their arm. These are almost going to touch. Diagonal lines that go in, almost like a triangle. Now Keith Haring's hands, he always did fists that look like this or like this. I'll show you on the drawing I already did. So it's like a letter P. And then this is a backwards P. So if we go up a little bit more, do a letter P and come down. Do this one, backwards P and come down. Now we'll do the outside arm. If at any time you need to pause to catch up, please pause the video, and then you can press play again when you're ready. A diagonal that goes kind of up, and a diagonal that goes up. This is the outside arms. Then a diagonal that goes in, another diagonal that goes in, and then we're going to do again the backwards P here and frontwards P. Come out a little bit past this, because if you're only here, you won't be able to do this arm. So watch. I got to go a little bit past, and then I come down, come down. Now the bicep right here. Come way down past here. You need to leave a space for the head, but you're going to go past this part. You're going to go down. This will go down a little and then in. Now for the head. It's going to be like a full circle, but at the bottom, so it's going to be, you can do a full circle and erase the bottom. I'll show you on the drawing I already did. So you can see it's almost a full circle, but you erase the bottom part. So if you want to draw that full circle, you can. I'm just going to draw and stop. Now for the heart. So for the heart, if you have your pencil, you can find the middle of your paper right here where the hands meet, and you can put a line up here to just show you the middle. You'll erase that line later. Now, the best way to make a big heart, because it's kind of hard to make it so large, is I like to draw like a curved letter V, and the middle of the V is right where that line was. So see how I'm curving? I'm drawing it light until it's right. I'll do it with my marker so you can see it. A curved letter V. Almost looks like a seagull that we did in the whale drawing. Now you're going to go up in a curve and come down at the hand on both sides. So like I always say, you can do it light. You can also do it in the air. Practice in the air drawing that curve. Here we go. Practice. Come out. At the end of this, you can trace everything in marker like I'm doing now. If you're using a pencil, just keep using the pencil. Now, we want the heart to come down. It probably will hit the head of your person. If it doesn't, that's okay. If your head's small, it won't hit the head. So you're going to come down, you're going to stop, you're going to start again on the other side of the head. And in between the arms is another letter V that's closing the heart. So I'm going to show you with the marker so you can really see my lines. There's the letter V. Stop at the head and go up. Now, Keith Haring's artwork, as you probably saw if you watched the book on YouTube, which is called Keith Haring, the boy who just kept drawing. Keith Haring used a lot of motion in his drawings. He used motion lines to show you that these people are moving. You can see their elbows are kind of shaking, holding up this big heart. And the way you can see they're shaking is because of these lines. He used these lines to show that their bodies are moving a little bit, and these lines are to show that the heart is glowing. Maybe even like the heart is beating. But he used lines for movement, and that's an important thing in art. So why don't we do the lines around the heart? I'm going to do a big line on these three spots, another big line right here, like a long line, maybe one in there, one at the bottom. Now in between these lines, I'm going to do little short lines. Go ahead, you can do them too. And like I said, at the end, you can trace them with the black marker because it'll look really good with the black marker. Maybe I want this line to be long. And now the motion. So start with a little line and then a bigger line behind it. Curve lines. Same thing with the body. Follow this same curve. Start with a little one and get bigger. Little closer and bigger farther away. Here maybe we'll do like two little ones. Now we're not going to color this together because it's a lot to color. I'm going to let you guys color it on your own. And I'd love if you sent me your drawing on Dojo. You can have somebody in your family. If they're on Dojo, they can send a text to Mr. Tangora, and I'd love to see your finished drawing. You can leave it just like this. It's beautiful art, just line drawing. If you want to color it, you can color the heart red. You can color it any color. Keith Haring usually left his people white, and you could actually do like a light blue or a light green in the background, or you could just do the heart. He, for most of his drawings like this with big hearts, if you look them up, if you look up Keith Haring heart on the internet, you will see he mostly just kept these red for the heart and the rest of it just white. Um, he also did some outlines, like you could do an outline around the outside of your drawing. Let me do one now to show you. Like he did borders like this. Kind of framing his drawings. So you can see I did a little bit of a border on the outside. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I'm going to bring my camera back so you can see me, and I'll say goodbye. All right. I hope you enjoyed our Keith Haring drawing lesson. I'd love to see them on Dojo. If somebody in your family would like to post a message to Mr. Tangora in Dojo, I'd love to see your Keith Haring drawings. And I will see you all next week. All right. Peace and love. Bye, everybody.